All right. We're actually recording, but you guys ready?
We're ready, sir.
Alrighty.
If you're having suicidal thoughts or feelings or feel like you have no hope, please call 988. There, you can talk to someone who not only cares about your story, but cares about you. Please reach out today. Thomas P. Murphy once said, "Minutes are worth more than money. Spend them wisely." At Minutes Wisely, we take that to heart. Our mission is to decrease veteran suicide by providing life-changing experiences for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. We believe that we can make a lasting impact by rekindling a sense of purpose and fostering community through sponsored tickets to sporting events. These experiences are not just about the game, they're about the moments that can change lives. A simple sporting event can boost joy and instill a sense of renewed hope and purpose for those who have served. Join us in making a difference. Become a moment maker and empower a veteran with rediscovered hope. Visit minuteswisely.com for more information and to get involved. Together, we can make every moment count.
Good afternoon, people. Evening.
Damn,
What's going on?
It's been a while, man.
It's been a minute. We got blown off last night.
We did. We got blown off last night.
But that's okay because I was sick as shit. So if I sound like an idiot more than usual today, it's because I've been sick since Friday.
He's got COVID. He's got the vid.
Yes, I did have it. It kicked my ass too.
Hey, but you sound way better than you did
Oh,
yesterday,
I'm doing way
man.
better today. But 58 years, and this is the first time I ever to huff on this bastard. So, like the intro says, this podcast feeds a nonprofit called Minutes Wisely, which I started. The reason why I started the nonprofit is because this podcast started making a little bit of money, and it was not my goal to profit off of stories like Tyler's that we're about to hear, Andrew's. So I took that money and started a nonprofit, and now we send veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members to sporting events. So if you like more information, hey, you know where to find us, man. We're easy to find.
Dude, speaking of that, man, I think I got an in for the Titans.
Oh, yeah?
I went to their practice. I was, I think it was yesterday. Yeah. Yesterday morning, 8:30 to 10:30, I saw the Titans practice. It was awesome. One of my buddies that I rode with in college, he was my team captain. He called me up. He's like, "Andrew, you want to go to the Titans practice?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude. I've never done that." And so it was awesome. And I think I got an in to get us maybe some tickets. I don't know. I'm gonna play with it for a little bit.
Right on.
And
you
we
like
can
to
do
play,
that. That'd
you
be
like
awesome.
to play with it for a little bit, don't you?
I do. I love to play with it. I do. That's what she said. Hi-yo.
Ooh, I see what you did there. But we have a bunch of fundraisers coming around the corner very soon. I'll be in Boston in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, buddy. Wicked Pissa, dude.
Event.
Wicked Pissa.
First time ever in Boston. Then we have a golf outing on 9/11. If you're interested in golfing, if you're listening, hey, give us a holler. A couple other things coming up in September, October. Looking forward to.
I just want to say, oh, sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I was going to ask you a question about Hero Stock.
No, dude, you read my mind. I was just about to talk about that. Holy crap. It's like we've been doing this for 3.5 years.
I know, right? It's weird.
No, Hero Stock.
I was supposed to go to Hero Stock. It fell through because I was sick as shit. So I was just going to ask you, how'd it go?
Awesome. Shout out to Jason Steiner and Hero Stock, another Marine. He has been putting on these Hero Stock shows for probably about 2.5, 3 years now. Rolla, Missouri, Lincoln, Nebraska, and then he did his first show in Tennessee last Saturday. Scotty Hastings, Shannon Book, Navy Corpsman. Shannon was great. Scotty was amazing. He was a headliner. Sal was awesome. Chris Turner was great. All the acts were amazing.
Was Malachi's there?
Huh?
Was Malachi's there?
Malachi. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Malachi's. He did a great job. He was there. All the artists did great, man.
That's awesome.
Hopefully we can. I told Jason. I asked him. I was like, "Hey, Jason, what do you think about doing it at Hop Springs next year?"
That'd be awesome.
I gave them all the intel of all the people that I know over there. So he's going to reach out, and hopefully we can have it at Hop Springs, have more people.
Yeah.
But
I think Hop Springs would be a much better location.
Most definitely. This was like at a Wilson County. It was at the Wilson County building.
Yeah, like the fairground.
It was at the fairgrounds, and it was a huge building. Tree of Valor was there. Elizabeth Long and Semper Fidelis Holmes was there. VFW District 5, me, I was there.
Was
Gandalf.
Carol Lee?
Huh?
Carol Lee, was she there?
Carol Lee was there, and her son Grant. He is a wicked boot because he just got out of the Marine Corps last month.
Nice.
So Grant, welcome to the civilian world. Dude, seriously, man. I'm Tyler. This guy acts like, remember when we just got out of the Marine Corps and we were in civilian world? That's what he acts like. What we used to do, like me, that was 16 years ago when I got out. It was weird, man. I was like, oh my God, I'm seeing myself. like nonstop questions and slow down, dude. Slow down. You're not talking to a first sergeant right now, okay? You're just talking to a regular dude who was an active duty Marine at one point in his life. But no, It was great. Heroes Den, our grand opening was awesome. We've got music Friday nights and Saturday nights, 5 to 12 every weekend. Definitely go check it out. Let's see what else we got going on.
Yeah, we got to figure out a fundraiser over there.
Dude, hey, I will rent the building. We already pay for it, so we might as well just use it on a Saturday and do a pancake breakfast or something.
Yeah, probably get somebody to play music during it.
Yeah, well, yeah, we can get music. I've already reserved the Marine Corps birthday for us in Murfreesboro. We're going to have a cake cutting and a very small ceremony with General John A. Lejeune's letter, General Eric's message to the Marine Corps, and then the cake cutting, and then everyone else will go get shit-faced, and I will be the designated driver for everybody.
Hell yeah.
Because I don't drink anymore. 6 years sober, Tyler. Yeah.
Hey, I just want to bring up that Tyler's sitting in the middle of a hurricane right now. So if that window crashes in on him, man, nobody freak out.
I'll call the police. I will tell my Red Cross people up there, go get to Tyler's house right now.
They won't find me.
They won't find me. I did have one other. Oh yeah, I have a big announcement. And this goes for Tyler too. Tyler, I am now the liaison to the board of the Ton Tavern Legacy Project, which is building the Ton Tavern in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
That's cool.
The land has been leased or given over and procured by the Pennsylvania Freemasons. So there are 6 groups that used to use that tavern back in the day. 1693 is when it started. So you got the Navy, the Marine Corps, St. Andrew's Society, the Order of St. George, the Freemasons, and the Friendly Sons and Daughters of St. Patrick. They all use that ton. They all use the tavern. And actually, one of the plank owners of Ton Tavern is our first commandant of the Marine Corps. And who is that, Tyler?
John A. Lejeune? I don't know.
Captain Samuel Nicholas.
It's been a while, man. It's been a while.
I know, dude. I know. I put you on the spot. I'm so sorry. But if every single Marine out there, I mean, there's a lot of them, they paid $5 to this Ton Tavern experiment. They could pay for the building. The building It's going to be about $15 million for the building and all the other stuff involved. And I'm actually throwing a Navy birthday Ton Tavern fundraiser on October 13th in Murfreesboro at my Masonic Lodge. So,
what are you doing it through? Is it going to be like a VFW event?
No, it's going to be it's going to be a Mason event.
Oh,
I just did a SMEAC for the Ton Tavern people: situation, mission, execution, administration, command, and signal. If you remember that acronym, Marines. And the Worshipful Master, myself, and the Ton Tavern rep who down here, who lives in Mount Juliet, about 30 minutes away. He's a colonel, and he's going to be speaking, and the Worshipful Master of the Lodge is going to be speaking, and we're going to get some Navy lieutenant, I don't know, some recruiting XO or something is supposed to come and talk all her Navy jive stuff. So, yeah.
Hey, let me ask you, how close is this going to be to the the OG Ton Tavern? Is it
it's
in the
going to be exactly? It's going to be very, very. I mean, it's going to be like
right on the spot.
250
current
feet.
spot's underwater, isn't it?
250 feet from the actual position of the original Ton Tavern. It's going to be in the old historic district of Philadelphia. So I mean, if you go on to Ton Tavern Rebuild or tontavernlegacy.org, you will see the mock-up of what it's going to look like. It looks amazing.
Awesome.
So that's like big news. More stuff on the VFW, but I'm actually really I'm going to skip that for Sunday, and I want to go right to Tyler, and I want to find out about Tyler because I hate talking this much. I really do.
That's a lie.
It's a lot. No, I don't lie. I omit things, but I don't lie.
I think you do like to talk.
I do love to talk.
Hey, Tyler, I don't know if you picked this up or not, but Andrew here is a motard, so you have to excuse him.
We all are.
And
deep down inside, we all are. Deep down inside, we all are.
Right here. Next to my heart. Right here.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Hell
you got my machine gunner bullets dropping.
Oh, man.
Dude. Stuff, man.
Dude, I got a machine gunner who got a full back machine gun 0331 tattoo. It's fucking ridiculous. Oh, my God. I'm like, why?
It.
Just why?
Hell yeah.
But Tyler, it's your show, man. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
That's probably the hardest question of the night. So my parents were in the Navy when I was conceived, and they were fairly young. And back in the 80s, if a woman got pregnant, she could get out, basically. So she didn't have to do a year, because she couldn't do anything. And so she got out and had me back in her hometown of Mobile, Alabama. That's where I was born. And
it's like 3 hours away.
Yeah, it's not far from here.
That's not far.
Yeah. And so my dad had been stationed in Guam. So we moved to California to be close to him in Guam. Then about 6 months later, they decided that they were not going to be married anymore. And so they got divorced. My dad got out of the Navy, and no, it was the best. My dad's 5'7", my mom's 6 foot, so I'm like the only person in the world who's glad my parents are divorced.
Okay.
But
I wanted to emphasize.
So me and my dad moved to Jersey, where he's from, and we lived there till I was 7, and then he got remarried, and then we moved to North Carolina from age 7 to 14, and then at 14 I moved back to Alabama with my mom and went to high school in Alabama, and then graduated there, and then went in the Marine Corps 2 weeks later.
Yut.
Yes. What boot camp did you go to?
So I went to Parris Island,
the
South
only
Carolina.
place where Marines are made.
Right.
Okay, the only place.
Yeah, and I'll tell
Real
you this:
Marines.
I was there from June 2nd to August 29th. So literally the peak, absolute peak of the summer months. And it was brutal. It was brutal.
June to September, man. I feel your pain. That was fucking hot as shit. Damn.
Yeah. So that was in 2003. So I was in high school.
That was a year before I went there. Okay.
Yep.
I'm a boot to you.
I was in high school.
Damn it. I'm always the boot. I am always the boot of these conversations. Always.
So I went to I went to high school in Alabama, and I was in the 11th grade when 9/11 happened, and I kind of altered my plan. I had always kind of considered the military just because both my parents were in the military. Then our high school football team was pretty good, and I was pretty good, and I was getting looks for college and stuff like that, football, and so I was really kind of leaning towards that. And once 9/11 hit, I kind of decided I was gonna join the military. And I don't remember saying this, but my mom says that she asked why I wanted to join the Marines, and I said, well, if I'm going to go overseas and fight, I want to be trained by the best. I want to be the best prepared.
There it is.
So
there it is.
I guess that's why I joined the Marine Corps. So yeah.
Hoorah.
Right on. So after boot camp, where did you go?
So after boot camp, I went to SOI Camp Geiger, and I was in Delta Company.
So was I. Wait,
and
I was Delta Company too, man. We have so much in common.
I was there way before you.
I know. Well, yeah, like 3 months before me. Yes, sir. Well, 6 months before. I don't know. But I was Delta Company too, brother.
So while I was in SOI, that's when I realized that. So, all right, let me back up a little bit. So when I went to when I was in high school, I went to the recruiting office, and the recruiters, they just, if you go to the Navy recruiter's office, oh yeah, we'll sign you up to be a Navy SEAL. So you go to the Navy, and then they don't tell you that 95% of the people don't pass selection. So then they just make you whatever. So, my Marine Corps recruiter said, well, we've got this really cool thing called presidential support duty where you can go guard the president.
Yankee White.
So I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. I'll do that. So he signs me up for that, not telling me that nobody gets it. And so whenever I'm in boot camp, I didn't know this, but all these secret government 3-letter agencies are going to my high school and talking to teachers and friends and family and all this other stuff. And I thought that my job was presidential support duty. I didn't realize that's actually a secondary MOS. And in order to do that, you have to have a primary MOS of infantry. And so I had actually, unbeknownst to me, signed up for 03 Open, which means they're going to pick you for something once you get to SOI. And I'm 6'5". And so obviously at SOI, we all get in formation. They start calling out names, and all the tall dudes are walking over here. And we're like, what are we doing? They're like, congratulations, you're a machine gunner. And I was like, okay. So the second half of SOI was nothing but machine gunner training and all the stuff that goes along with
240 Mark 19,
the mathematical calculations, and everything like that. And so the cool thing about all of it is that I actually got selected for Yankee White. And so after I left SOI, I went to security forces school at a really small naval base in Norfolk called I think it was NSA Northwest Annex or something. I don't know what it is, but I guess they do all kinds of weird Navy stuff over there. But right when you first get onto the base, to the left, there's 2 small barracks, and that was the security forces training school. And so I did 6 weeks of that, and then
Cool.
every Marine that gets selected for Yankee White / security forces, after they finish security forces school, they go to 8th and I. The oldest post in the Marine Corps. It's on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. And so that's where I went. I went to 8th and I, and most people are at 8th and I for 6 months to a year doing guard. They call it guard, which is basically security there. And so you're guarding the Commandant of the Marine Corps' house. That's where the Commandant of the Marine Corps lives. And then they have there's like 5 houses that other fancy generals live in, and we secured that whole facility. And then we secured the barracks, obviously, across the street. And then we also do the security at the Washington Navy Yard, Admirals Row, where all the admirals live. And so I was young, 18-year-old kid, and yeah, it was cool. We did the summer parades, and because every week during the summer they have the silent drill platoon would do parades for the public, and so we would do security for those as well.
That is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Damn.
I didn't realize how lucky I was until after the fact. I didn't realize that not a lot of people got to do that.
I'm so jealous right now. I'm so jealous right now. Holy shit.
Well, I will say this though. That's like the hazing capital in the Marine Corps right there. You want to talk about getting 3 sea bags worth of stuff dumped in the middle of an intersection in downtown Washington, D.C., kicked all over the place. It's like boot camp 2.0.
Oh my. Wow.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Shit.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you now when you're at this MOS and guarding all these highfalutin people, are you like the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier guy? Like, are you guys not allowed to drink like while you're there at all ever?
No, I don't think so. I was only 18, so I definitely wasn't allowed to drink.
Yeah. Yep,
So,
I get you.
I mean, I went out and, we'd go out and party and stuff like that. And,
Okay.
I mean, it was once you're not a boot anymore, I mean, it's pretty squared away, because the silent drill platoon, and then you have A company and B company, which are the regular, I guess, the second string, the marchers. They live there as well, and then they also have the Marine Corps body bearers. They look like power lifters.
I tried out for that. I didn't make it.
I can. So those guys, they live there too, and they're always getting just messed with, and but the guard is kind of like its own thing. So it's very ceremonial. That's the first place that I learned that I'm going to get this wrong. It's some form of a Marine Corps band. I don't know if it's the President's Own or something like that, or just Marine Corps band. But there's actually people that are in the Marine Corps who don't go to boot camp.
Yep.
They go straight to this band as staff sergeants.
Yep.
And instead of on their chevrons, instead of the chevrons with the cross rifles in the center, they have harps that cross.
I heard that somewhere. That is true.
Yeah,
these guys are like awesome at playing instruments, and it's like my dad when he was a psychiatrist. He jumped up to like lieutenant commander, like when he went to fork and dinner school in Rhode Island. Like you jump up like 6 or 7 things, depending on your forte and what you do.
That's right.
That's it's kind of neat.
Yes. So it's very ceremonial there, very proper. The inspections are, top of the list when it comes to difficulty, and we're the only enlisted allowed to wear the white trousers. with our dress blues.
Yeah. I saw them. I was like this close at Paris Island to buying them, but I'm like, nope, I can't do it. I don't rate the white pants. I don't rate it. I'm not going to wear it if I don't rate it. Big advice to people out there, guys.
It was a good time, and I was at 8th and I from December to I think April. So it was only 5 or 6 months, because everybody that's guard at 8th and I is essentially just waiting for their top secret security clearance to come back. And then once your security clearance comes back, if it comes back bad, then you just stay at 8th and I until your 2 years is up. But once your security clearance comes back, you will either go to Camp David in Maryland, where the president's little vacation spot is, or you'll go to the White House Communications Agency, which we called WACA. And so that's where I was at for like 6 months until my clearance came back.
Wow.
But let's see here. So after, it was fun. There's a lot of funny stories from 8th and I and stuff. But so once my clearance came back, I got selected to go to Camp David. And then that's when I realized that the hazing in 8th and I is not that bad, because the hazing at Camp David was a whole nother world. But it was good. But it was really cool because I can only go into so much, but being within arm's length of the President of the United States, I'm 19 years old, and I've got 3 guns on me, and I'm trusted to do that, is like one of the most like cool things in the world, and so, like I said, there's not a whole lot I could say about Camp David. It was cool, and then things kind of took a turn for the worse about 6 months in. There's a college a little ways up the road, and called Mount St. Mary's. I think it's a Catholic school. A lot of Catholic girls there.
I already like where this story is going already.
Yeah. So so there's actually 2 guys I went to boot camp with who I still keep in touch with. I talked to both of them today.
Nice.
So me, a guy, Carter, and a guy named Westbrook, we went to Mount St. Mary's to see a girl that one of my friends had met. And we were there, and one of my friends went to go hang out with one of the girls at the college. And there was a little bit of drinking going on, but nothing crazy. And after my friend was finished hanging out with his girl, we left, and we went back to camp. And about a week later, I was in Maryland representing camp at a flag football tournament, and somebody came up to me and said, "You need to get back to camp right now." I'm like, "Well, I'm in the middle of a game, like, what are you talking about?" And they're like, "No, you got to go back now." So I go back and walk into the office, and my 2 friends, Carter and Westbrook, are both sitting there. And I'm like, "Well, I was just hanging out with you 2 guys last weekend, so this probably has something to do with that, And so we were escorted in by the Secret Service. And,
shit.
Oh yeah. And so we're like, I don't know what's going on. And so the first guy went in, and after he was done, they didn't even need to bring me or the other guy in. And so, long story short, the girl that one of my buddies was hanging out with was married to a guy in the Army. And he found out what had happened and was just trying to get back at him by getting him in trouble. So he called the Secret Service and said that he had been drinking with 3 Marines at Mount St. Mary's that weekend. And due to us not being 21, we were drinking. We have top secret security clearances. That was like a big, we need to make sure you didn't get drunk and start saying things that you shouldn't have and all this other stuff, and which we didn't. And the command was actually really cool about it. Our Major Fredrickson, who was on the Marine Corps bodybuilding team, he had to have his cami tops custom made because he was so jacked. He brought us into the office and he gave us an ultimatum. Basically, he said, "Look," he said, "you know my hands are tied." He said, "I got to do something." So he said, "I can either NJP you and you lose your rank, but you can stay in the program, or I'll let you just opt out of the program, but I'll send you wherever you want to go, because this is pretty much bullshit that this is even happening." So our first sergeant had just finished his tour and had gone to Hawaii. And I knew that they were about to deploy in about 7 months or so. So I was like, oh, I joined the Marine Corps to fight, not, be all prim and proper to people that are higher ranking than me. I'm out.
Garrison Marines. Yeah.
So I kept my rank. Everything was good there. Didn't get any paperwork. I think I got a page 11 or something in my record, which wasn't nothing. And me and my buddy Carter,
page 11.
We went to.
I haven't heard that term in a
we
long
went to
time.
Yeah, we went to Hawaii, and we got assigned to 2nd Battalion, 3rd Marines.
2-3. Oh shit.
2-3.
Hoorah.
Yeah. And I guess a little bit of a kind of game changer for me when it came to perspective, because at this point I was living in DC. I was at Camp David, 30 minutes from DC. I'd go to DC all the time, and nightlife and partying and all that stuff, and that wasn't the real Marine Corps. And when I was in high school, there was a guy that was a year above me named Brad. And when I came back from boot camp, he had just finished his first year of playing college football. And I saw him at a party and was talking to him. And he said that he really wasn't having a good time in college. And I was all motivated, just got out of boot camp. I'm like, you should join the Marine Corps, dude. It's the best thing in the world, yada, yada, yada. And so after that night, I never saw him again. I didn't really ever keep in touch with him. I just happened to run into him at this party. And so that was in 2003. So fast forward to November of 2004. This is over a year later. I fly to Hawaii and not knowing what to expect. I'm going in the infantry, and the van, the van comes and picks us up. And this old Marine, he was like 24,
Salty.
He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt, board shorts, and flip-flops. Gets out. He's got a cigarette hanging out of his lip, and he's like, "Welcome to Hawaii." And I'm like, "Oh, this is pretty cool," And so we drive to the barracks, and as soon as we get to the barracks, I get out of the van, I get my sea bag, and I get a phone call, and it's my mom. And I found out that my high school buddy Brad actually joined the Marine Corps like 2 weeks after I saw him, and that she had just found out that he had gotten killed that day in Fallujah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And so that was
November 2004.
Yep.
Phantom Fury.
Yep. And
I'm sorry about that, man.
And I get goosebumps thinking about it, because that's when it went from like I was in the Marine Corps for a year and a half and partying, all this other stuff. And I get to the fleet, and it's automatically just like, this is your life now, within being there of a day is you're going to lose friends. You're going to lose your brothers. People are going to get hurt. Like you got to take this shit serious. And so that hit me pretty hard. But went to my barracks, kind of tried to put it in the back of my mind. I got shown around our barracks in at Mackey Hall in Hawaii. That's about 130 years old. Are not near as nice as the rooms at 8th and I. And so, yeah, so that's whenever I got to the fleet, and that was in November of 2004. And we got, we ended up deploying June of 2005 to Afghanistan. But I guess I'll pause because I've talked a lot. I don't know if you have any questions about anything I've said.
No, dude. No. I'm fascinated.
Yeah, you're doing great, man.
Yeah, you're doing a lot. November 2004. I'm just gonna put this into perspective for you. I was 1 month away from finishing up my 0331 machine gun school at SOI in Delta Company. So I graduated December 17th, 2004. Then I was forward deployed to Fallujah in this little place called Karma, January 2005 to August. And I will totally agree with you, because I was 26 years old. I had never been shot at. I had never been anything. And it all happened. Fucking that first deployment, I'm like, oh shit's fucking real. Oh shit. Yeah, we lost brothers. I think we lost 8 in that deployment, and then turned around and did another one in Ramadi. And yeah, I grew up real fucking fast. The Marine Corps, it prepares you very, very well to grow up very, very fast. I was a 26-year-old child. After that first deployment, I thought of myself as kind of hard, but not really. But better than I was when I grew up in New Hampshire.
Yeah, absolutely. But so I will say this though, when I got to
hold on, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Where in Afghanistan?
Yeah,
where in Afghanistan did you go?
Well, that's a long story. Okay. So hold on. Let me say this first. So when I got to the infantry, they had just got back from a MEU, and got a boot drop.
Oh.
So there's all these seniors who had just spent all this time together on a deployment, and then they got a boot drop.
Oh, man.
And then here I come. It's like, well, this guy's been in a year and a half, but he hasn't done a deployment, but he was security forces, but he hasn't been in the infantry. So it was like, how do we treat this guy? Like, do we treat him like he's a fucking piece of shit, or do we treat him like one of us? And so that was actually kind of tough in the beginning, trying to fit in, because a lot of those guys were West Coast guys. And they'd all been to boot camp together and all this other stuff. Exactly. And they were pussies. They were intimidated by me.
Because you were probably rocking like 3, and they had maybe 1. They probably had the Firewatch ribbon, and that's it. And they're seeing like, oh my God, this guy's got 4 ribbons. Holy shit!
Freaking salt dog.
Fucking salt dog.
Yeah. So right before, so we did our work up to Afghanistan, and we did.
Go Heavy Viper.
We went to 29 Palms, and then we went to we went to Mountain Warfare Training Center.
Palms.
And so we went from the desert of 29 Palms to the Mountain Warfare Training Center in Hawthorne, Nevada, in 8 feet deep snow, walking around in the Mickey Mouse boots and all that stuff. And so, yeah.
Nice.
And so,
nice.
Right. So we did that whole thing, to kind of build the camaraderie. We're going to combat. Da, 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 da. And so I was in a line company, which is, for people that don't know, is just medium and light machine guns, and with regular 0311s. And then you have an entire company of heavy weapons, which are 81 millimeter mortars, and then 50 cals and Mark 19s. And then they'll just get dispersed around as needed. Right before we deployed, they decided to make weapons company, whiskey company, a line platoon. So they took all of the heavy weapons and then permanently dispersed them around the battalion. But they had to send people to weapons to form a line company, because weapons didn't have any 0311s.
Wow.
So me being the middle guy that nobody knew how to treat, of course I get sent to weapons company. And so right before we deployed, I got sent to weapons, and then it became whiskey company, which I think is a cooler name. I wasn't Fox. I think whiskey's cooler. But and so that's right before we deployed. It's like there was a couple guys that I knew in my platoon and in my company, but there were people from, I wasn't Fox originally, but there was like Echo Company and Gulf Company, I didn't know who any of these people were. And all of a sudden now they're in my platoon. I have no idea who they are, and we're deploying in 2 weeks. And so that's how we deployed. So we ended up leaving, and our first place that we landed was Jalalabad, Afghanistan, Jalalabad Airfield, which now is a thriving city. When we got there, we were the first Marines. No, we were 3-3 had been there a little bit. But we flew in, and the only people that were there were the Army Corps of Engineers, and they were still clearing out landmines of where they wanted to put our tents. That's how, it was nothing. It was literally just dirt and some tents and some concrete things for if you ever got attacked by mortars, you could just go in those. And so that's kind of where I spent the first half of my deployment. And there's a lot that happened on my deployment. I don't even know where to start, but so I got to Afghanistan June of 2005, and then there is something that happened the end of June of 2005 that all of you know. I don't know if you know what it is. It was Operation Red Wings.
Red Wings, yes.
AKA Marcus Luttrell, Lone Survivor, that whole thing. And so I'll go into that as much as you want me to, but so I guess just a very brief overview, because the movie's good, but it's not very accurate. The autobiography's not very accurate either. But
of course.
Don't even get me started, brother.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
We're going to get a lot of comments from that one. Yep.
Oh, I can give you some stuff that'll get you some comments, man.
Dude, yeah.
So,
hey,
all right, I'll just start with this.
We are a racy show, man.
Yeah.
All right. because I've got firsthand experience of a lot of this stuff.
No, yeah, give it to us.
So Operation Red Wings, and I'll give you the first example of how a lot of this stuff is bullshit. If you actually look at the cover of his book, it says Red Wing. There's no S on the end of it. You would think that for the cover of his book, he would get it right. I commented on one of his Facebook posts probably 12 years ago.
Oh no.
saying it was Red Wings, not Red Wing. And he responded and said, I would know I was there.
Oh.
Well, if you look up the Operation Red Wings Foundation now, there's an S on the end of it.
Yes.
That operation was 2nd Battalion, 3rd Marines, 2-3. That's what I say, 2-3. That was 2-3's operation. All of our operations were named after hockey teams. Every single one.
Detroit. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
That's you,
Represent.
man. That's
Right.
you.
Yeah. 3-3 before us, all of their operations were named after basketball teams. They had Spurs, Mavericks. And so I know for a fact that it was called Operation Red Wings. He can't even get the cover of his book right. Like, come on, man. Anyway, so
moving on.
So that was our operation, and we have a reunion every year. I'm actually going on one next week. Every year.
Mine's next week. Holy shit. That's funny.
Very cool. So one of my best friends, Jared Proctor, from 2-3, he was a sniper, and his sniper team, I think it was Sergeant Bidlake, Proctor, and this guy named Walter, who's actually from Canada, but he was in the U.S. Marine Corps. Their sniper team was supposed to do that operation, and I can only hearsay so much. I'm not gonna. He said this and that. But I trust Proctor with my life, and he was standing outside of the room the day before they left, and Sergeant Bidlake, his squad leader, and the snipers was in that briefing with all the guys that ended up getting killed. And I'll just say, I'm not gonna make any accusations, but he said that the planning was not the best. And there's other podcasts and stuff like that. Like, they had no escape and evasion plan. There's just all kinds of stuff. So when they were in that meeting or in that briefing, Bidlake had asked if they could get aerial support for the mission. And the SEALs basically said, no, only we get it, or something along those lines. And it ultimately ended up getting hijacked by the Navy SEALs. And there's a lot of podcasts where other Navy SEALs have said that exact same thing. And I've got people that I know that were there that have said that, which is fine. Whatever. It is what it is. So I personally did not know that was happening, because I was just some regular Joe Blow machine gunner. I knew I was going on an operation, but we were really just kind of cruising up. And as we're cruising up, they're doing the recon, because you get all this intel for these missions. You don't ever know where it comes from, but there's always, some special forces bubbas, snooping and pooping, passing intel back. Every single day.
He said it. I love it.
But you never know where that's coming from.
Right.
And so I don't want to take away from the fact that, that's badass, and, that it's cool. And so I did not know, where intel is coming from. I just listened to what my squad leader said. And so
always listen to your squad leaders. Always.
That's right. So I was in Abad. So Jalalabad is a really big city, really big. And we were like I think, oh man, it's been 20 years. Southeast corner of it is where J-Bad is, the airfield. And then we would drive through the city, cross the river, and then head northeast to Asadabad. And that's where we pushed out from. I'm thinking, we're just going on a regular patrol, something like that. We did not make it very far because I think once the shit hit the fan, we started getting pulled back. And then the helicopter ended up getting shot down, and there's a whole bunch of dudes on there that got killed. And so at that point, they sent us back out, and we were going to take a helo because I don't know if you've been to Afghanistan, but those mountains ain't no fucking joke, man. The northeast Afghan mountains, dude, it's 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. You're sliding, and it's steep, man. It's
I
like
can't
this.
imagine.
It's absolutely brutal.
Those are
the beginning. The Hindu Kush Mountains are the beginning of the Himalaya Mountains. A lot of people don't know that. And you feel like you're climbing in the Himalayas, man. It's 140 degrees during the day, and it's 30 at night.
Wait, hold on. There's another place that's like that. Oh, it's called 29 Palms in fucking January.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It fucking sucks.
Because it's like, I don't know, it's like the sand.
So go fuck yourself.
Like the sun like reflects off, so it's hot as shit.
Yeah.
But it reflects off, and the earth doesn't absorb any heat. So like at night, it's just bone ass cold. That's brutal.
Just kidding, 29 Palms. Don't fuck yourself, but sorry.
Figuratively.
That's a snap thing. I'm sorry. Just my mouth, I have no control over.
He's got Tourette's.
I got Tourette's. I'm sorry. My bad. Fuck, shit, ass. What?
So they all, went through what they went through, and I think so. If I remember correctly, they got ambushed. I think Marcus was found maybe 24 hours later, 36 hours later, maybe. And then they had to go and recover the bodies of Dietz and Murphy and Axelson. And so we ended up ultimately planning the next operation, which was Operation Whalers.
Good name.
I didn't realize these were all hockey players or hockey teams. Yeah, that's pretty sick.
The fucking whale, dude. The fucking whale. God, I miss that team.
So the guy that did led the attack on those guys, Marcus Luttrell and them, his name was Ahmad Shah. And
that ear guy, the guy with the missing ear, right?
Yeah, something like that.
In the movie, yeah.
And so yeah. And so we'll get back to what I think later. Let's just go over the facts. So after we so during Whalers, so right after Red Wings, Ahmad Shah was all victorious, obviously. They had killed 3 Americans or multiple Americans, got their weapons, gear, and all that stuff, and made all these propaganda videos. And then he went back to Pakistan because we were like right on the Pakistani border, and ended up coming back. And so we had all 4 companies in our battalion go into each valley. I think it was the Korengal Valley, obviously, Chowkay, and then one that starts with the S, Shurik, I think, which is east of the Korengal Valley, in the Narang Valley. And I think the goal from our leadership was we're going to go into these 4 valleys from 4 different sides, and we'll meet in the middle. And Ahmad Shah and his dudes are here somewhere. And if we meet in the middle, somebody's going to go through them. And so I think he had come back, estimated that he had come back with like 40 guys, 30 to 40. But I'll say that we met in the middle. Everybody got some. And he was severely wounded. But I think only him and one other guy maybe escaped. All the others are hanging out with 72 virgins somewhere.
Good for them.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Damn.
But yeah. But we lost, I think we lost one person during Whalers. We had a lot of dudes get Purple Hearts. But it's tragic. But we did lose one person, but it could have been a lot worse. But we were able to get some sort of, semblance of vengeance for what they had done to those Navy SEALs and other special operations guys.
Yes.
Was that your only deployment? Was to Afghanistan?
No. So I ended up getting tore up over in Afghanistan and tore my ACL, LCL, MCL, and meniscus.
Damn.
About halfway through. Well, it started halfway through, and I just kept getting worse. I just kept jacking it up more because I refused to go to medical. So I was like, I ain't going home, So we came back from Afghanistan in 2006. I ended up having knee surgery in 2006, April 2006. And then they went to Iraq about 2 months later. And so I was unable to go on that Iraq deployment. And they lost 24 guys that deployment. They lost a lot of fucking guys.
What
and that was in
month was
Iraq.
that? Yeah. And
That was
where?
that was in 2006. They were in Anbar province, I think.
That's where I was.
Yeah.
We lost 17 in Ramadi. Where were they? Were they in Ramadi?
I don't know.
I'm sorry,
I
man.
read the book, but yeah. Well, I will say this. So I say I read the book. So there was an embedded reporter with them for that deployment. And he ended up writing a book called Angels of Anbar.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I've read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had
so that same author
Australian. We had this Australian reporter embedded with us, and she did a bunch of stories. I was 3-8 India Company, so damn, that's fucked up.
So that same reporter was embedded with us in Afghanistan and wrote a book about Operation Whalers and that whole fight. That book's called Victory Point. So, but yeah, so they lost a lot of guys, and a lot of guys, I mean, I knew probably 90% of them. 3 of them were in my platoon from Afghanistan. And so that's like a whole different weird kind of level of survivor's guilt of, I couldn't go on the deployment because I had surgery.
Yeah.
And then they all got freaking schwacked over there. So I did a year of rehab on my knee, and I ended up getting out of the Marine Corps in 2007, and then I got recalled out of the IRR in 2009.
Nice.
Involuntarily. So I did my 4 years. I was out, had a beard. Yeah, it was good. And my roommate that I had gone to boot camp with him called me while I was at work and said, "You just got a FedEx letter in the mail from Mobcom in Kansas City."
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, "Oh, what?" I was like, "Open it." So he opens it and he pauses and he goes, "Yep, you're going to Iraq." I'm like, "Oh, son of a bitch." So that was, I got the letter about a year and a half after I got out. And then 6 months later, I reported to Lejeune and, I had to go to Kansas City to get screened and stuff. And then I got orders and, went to Camp Lejeune.
Who were you with at
deployed.
Lejeune?
So I was with, 2nd MEF. I was I was on the personal security detail for General Tryon.
P.S.
So I still had my security clearance.
General Tryon, dude, he signed my leave papers, boot camp, man. Holy shit, damn.
That old ass, he's that old ass man.
Yeah,
so
man.
he was like an 87-year-old freaking general. But so I was his personal security detail in Iraq because I still had my security clearance because I never officially got in trouble for that whole thing. So I still had my security clearance, and I found out that that's one of the reasons why I got recalled was I still had my clearance. And so that deployment wasn't really that bad. Obviously, they're not putting the general in harm's way, aside from a couple sketchy moments outside the wire. But other than that, I lived in a trailer with cable, had like 8 channels. Nice. Oh, sweet, man. A Pizza Hut and a PX.
Luxury. Green green beans, mountain coffee. Was
that dude? Yeah. Green bean coffee, man.
Hey, where in Iraq were you? Were you where in Iraq did you
I was in Al Asad.
Hey, I've been there, and I was there in 2005. Nice base, Air Force base, right?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. I mean, I was in Afghanistan for 9 months. I probably slept on a cot, all told, maybe a month out of the 9 months. The rest of it was sleeping on the hood of a Humvee or under a Humvee or in the back of a high back or digging a hole or
digging a hole. That's right.
On a rock, dude. Iraq was like a Hilton, dude.
Dude, that is, dude, seriously, man, that is some crazy stories. Like, you go from, Camp David, guarding the fucking president, to fucking schwacking dudes in Afghanistan, to fucking guarding a fucking general because, hey, listen, we did convoy. My first deployment, we did convoys for our higher ups. So, like, we would take the first sergeant and our captain, our CO, always to Camp Fallujah because he had meetings. So we fucking did it. Like, I was on the 240. I was on the fucking 50 cal. I was on the Mark, whatever. We did like 1,000 missions in like 6 months. We got a CERCOM for that. And then I took a dump and took that CERCOM and wiped my ass with it because a CERCOM fucking means nothing at all. And it's somewhere in Iraq right now.
We shit on it.
I'll tell you, one of the coolest things about getting recalled. Well, I guess there's 2 things that I want to say to people.
Wait, what the hell is cool about getting recalled?
Yeah, that doesn't sound cool at
all. I'm going to tell you. So a lot of people think that getting recalled is stop lost or extended or called out of the reserves. It's none of that. It is when you sign up for the military, you are signing up an 8-year contract. Yes. Everybody signs 8 years with a 4 minimum of active. But that other 4, they can call you back. We were the first we were the first ones to get recalled out of the IRR since Vietnam. And it was just like, it was, wow. And of course, it's like, of course, I'm the asshole out of 30 guys that ended up getting recalled. I'm one of them. But I'll tell you, there's two things about that are cool. One is they pay the shit out of you.
Oh man.
They pay you, because they're calling you assuming you've got an apartment with a lease and a car and a payment and all this other stuff. So they have to pay you BAH, they have to pay you SEPS pay, all this stuff. And then when you deploy, you get the combat pay, hazardous duty, all that stuff.
Hazardous duty pay, yeah.
And so I was a corporal. I spent 6 months of that year in country, or 7 months out of that year in country, and I made like 80 grand as an E4.
Holy shit!
Which
E4 Mafia, baby.
But so
E4 Mafia.
So right before I reported there, I was living with a roommate, and it just worked out to where I was just able to break the lease because they had somebody else moving in. I just put all my shit in a storage unit. So all that BAH, and they pay you separations pay as if you have a family. I didn't have a family, so I was just banking all of it. The second thing that is awesome about it is that once you get back from your deployment, you have fulfilled obligations of your IRR recall.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can,
okay, that's cool.
They'll give you the option. You can either just go ahead and get out, or you can stay and finish the year. It's up to you. We all stayed in because number one, we're getting paid. Number two, they just put some raggedy ass gunny who doesn't give a shit about nothing. He's probably been passed for promotion 100 times. He doesn't give a shit about nothing. They put him in charge of us, and he doesn't give a shit about us because we're just waiting to get out. So we never had a formation and never had a field day inspection. Dude, I'd stumble out of my room still drunk at 9 o'clock in the morning to smoke a cigarette in my underwear. And there's these, they got these other grunts, the infantry guys, active duty, that are like in formation for like lunch. And I'm just waking up, and they're looking at me like, you nasty reservist. Cause that's all they know us as is reservists. They don't know that we were active and then we got recalled. They're just like, oh, you nasty reservist. And I was living in Charlotte at the time, which is only like a 4-hour drive from Lejeune. So I'd come back to Charlotte like on a Wednesday, and I'd go back to Lejeune on Sunday. Like there was no accountability for me as a person or anybody else in my platoon.
Awesome.
And so we just stayed in and we just did whatever we wanted. I go golfing every day. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Wow. See,
hell yeah.
I did my IRR time, and I did my musters. I fucking never got called back ever. But I also was fucking broken. I got a Purple Heart in 06, and they're like, yeah, he's at 50%. Yeah, let's just leave him alone. He's good. I even actually tried to go into the fucking Coast Guard because I was fucking bored out of my fucking mind. And I went down in Savannah, and I was like, hey, I want to sign up for the Coast Guard. They're like, so what was your MOS? I was like, I was an infantry machine gunner. They're like, yeah, we're good. We don't need you. We're good. You can go out. You can go outside. I was like, damn, the Coast Guard didn't even fucking want me. Shit.
I wonder if anybody from the Coast Guard's ever gotten a Purple Heart.
That is a very, very good question. I'm going to ask my computer right now.
You could have been the first one, even though it might not have been during the official duties of the Coast Guard.
Right.
Enemy marksmanship badge.
Yeah. They gave out after Ramadi, they gave us 47 Purple Hearts that October. That was fucking crazy. First crazy. Purple Heart in Coast Guard. Let me see.
I'm sure there is.
Coast Guard could be first branch to have dedicated list of Purple Heart recipients from the American Legion. Master Chief Petty Officer Aviles.
Oh, he's up there.
Yeah, 2010.
2010.
He couldn't even find Douglas Monroe, a famous Coast Guard Purple Heart recipient.
How's the E9 out there getting Purple Hearts?
I don't know. Yeah, Douglas Monroe, a famous Coast Guard Purple Heart recipient who was KIA and the first Coast Guard service member to receive the Medal of Honor. And it doesn't give me a date. Wow, there's 1,250 Coast Guard people that have gotten the Purple Heart. Did not know that.
How many Space Force?
I am not going to dignify my computer with asking that question. I think 0.
I'm sure.
But they probably got a ton.
You get shot by a ray gun, an alien.
Dude, I bet they got a ton of Bronze Stars up in that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah, you see that? You see that?
Hey, they said Marines are dumb.
Hey, dude, and Tyler, we didn't even get. I mean, your story has been fucking awesome. Like, I've been riveted. Yeah. Like, I've been, like, saying cool, wow, like, fucking jaw open, like, what the fuck? Like, that kind of shit. That is a good interview. What are you doing now?
Well, it got a little more exciting and then not so much. So I got out of the Marine Corps again in 2010.
Okay.
And joined the police department in Charlotte.
Oh boy!
And
you were a Charlotte PD. Damn, motherfucker.
Yeah, so I was there for the riots in 2016. That was fun.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and
oh, this is a good one. This is a fucking good podcast. Holy shit.
So
damn.
So it's kind of funny. So actually, let me back up. So I actually started at Matthews Police Department right outside of Charlotte.
Okay.
Then I went to Charlotte, and then I was there for the riots in 2016. And my partner, his name is Jeff. We were in the bad part of Charlotte. It was drugs, guns, and foot chases every single day. Every single day. I could sit here for 4 hours and tell you just crazy ass stories. But
that'll be on part 2.
Right.
Yeah.
That'll be on part 2.
So Jeff was actually yeah. So Jeff was mentoring like a 13-year-old kid. He didn't have any parents or nothing, and he would take him to get haircuts and just trying to, because I mean we were in the bad part of town, and just trying to steer this kid away from all the bad influences and stuff. And so me and him went to this kid's house, and my wife was pregnant at the time, and the guy had a little brother, and so Jeff went into the kid's house with his grandma to talk to him about taking him to maybe get him some clothes and stuff like that. And I was outside just kind of occupying like this, 7-year-old kid, and we were throwing a football in the yard, and car drove by, saw our police car, saw me, and took some shots at me, and with a kid standing right there. And thank God nobody was hit. Jeff thought I had got shot, came running outside. We saw the car turn into an apartment complex right next to where we were, and we figured it was probably a stolen car, which it was. We figured they were going to drive it to the back of the apartment complex and bail, and like they always do every single time. And so we didn't even get in our car. We just cut the back of the complex and the house that we were at, and we ran. And as we ran, he's a little more fit than I am, so he was a little ahead of me. And car parks, the 2 guys jump out, and I mean we arrested them. I'll just put it that way. But there were guns out. There were guns in their hands. I would never say that. If I did do that, I would never say it. So that was it was intense, because they got out of their cars with guns. We got our guns. They threw their guns, but then they still weren't very complying really. And it was just, it was kind of a wake up call for, I say me, but also my wife, who was pregnant. And that wasn't the first time that I had been around gunshots as a police officer. But that specific thing was like, all right, it's time to grow up and get a big boy job. No more running and gunning. Which again, I mean, I commend the people that still do it, good for them. But I had to prioritize what was most important to me, which was not putting myself in harm's way like that, because I now have a family. And so I left that job in 2018 and ended up getting just a regular corporate job doing project management, which I still have. And so now I work from home mostly. I have 2 kids now. And when COVID hit, they allowed us to kind of start working from home. And I was still living outside of Charlotte. I hated Charlotte. It's just I saw so much of the bad side of it that I didn't like it. So they said we could start working from home. So I bought a log cabin.
Hell yeah.
In the mountains and some land. And you can't see any houses from my house. You can't see my house from the street. And it's just kind of the way that I like it.
Are you in, you're not in Banner Elk, are you?
No, I'm not. But funny story is that after I moved up here, my old partner, Jeff, his wife, she's also a police officer in Charlotte. I invited them up here to visit. And I think 2 weeks after they visited, they both quit their jobs and moved up here also.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah. And I actually got his wife a job working with me too. So, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You ever see any black bears walking around?
So no. Well, I haven't seen any. If you go about a mile west, that's really where you start seeing them. My next door neighbor got one on video in his driveway, a cub, about 3 weeks ago. So they're pretty scarce. I have never seen one here, but I think every once in a couple of years, people may spot one or so.
Yeah.
I'm right at the base of the mountain. I'm in Thurmond, which is kind of in between Elkin and Sparta. Yeah.
Well, my wife and I, we will be in Banner Elk, North Carolina over Thanksgiving. So that's my reservation.
Where's that?
That is it's near it's close, it's about 75 miles to Asheville.
Oh, so you're about 3 hours. I'm up by the Virginia border.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Damn.
How many dead bodies have you guys pulled out of Lake Norman?
So I never pulled any out of Lake Norman. There have been a lot that have been pulled out of Lake Norman. I do know that.
Right here. Yeah, it's right here.
I worked in West Charlotte, and if there's any bodies of water in West Charlotte, I would not go in them because you'll probably step on a needle or a stolen gun. One or the other.
Okay.
Yeah. Nasty. That is nasty.
Nasty.
That's worse than Andrew's dog eating a bunny rabbit.
Dude, seriously, that is like the grossest fucking thing I've ever had to see in my entire life. That was okay, guys at home, my dog is a border collie, okay? He's tricolor, black, white, and brown. So he's in this bush. And I'm like, dude, his ass is up. And I'm like, what the fuck is this dog doing? And I'm like, Major, come here. And so he comes to me and he's got these 2 pink bunny feet out, hanging out of his mouth. And I'm like, and he just starts, just starts chomping on it. And then guess what? He just ate a second bunny, seriously, 30 minutes ago. My wife's like, yeah, he just ate a second bunny. I was like, dude, he's going to be pooping out little bunnies.
He wants to give you a kiss he wants to give you a kiss when you're done with your podcast.
Nope. No, he ain't kissed. No. I don't want bunny breath That's fucking disgusting. That's so gross. Damn. But
so I actually track with my dog. So I've got a treeing Walker Coonhound.
Nice.
And
that's awesome.
I kind of stumbled my way into it, but I've gotten to the point now to where during hunting season, I am a tracker for hire. So when people shoot deer and they can't find them, I will go out and it's kind of cool, man. You walk around other people's hundreds of acres with your dog in the woods. Like, that's pretty fun. And you get paid for it.
Dude, you had the life, man.
For real.
Tyler, you had the life.
I mean, I do have a good life. There's a lot of bad things that I have not talked about. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Hey, dude, listen to my podcast. Okay. That's some fucked up shit that I did. I even got NJP for drinking in Iraq in 2005.
Well, that was dumb.
How'd you get beer?
The Pogue. I went over to where the Pogues were, and I'm like, hey, and I fucking partied with the Pogue. Every Pogue at Camp Fallujah.
That's why he hates Pogues now.
I fucking hate Pogues. I fucking hate them. But they're necessary. We need them, but I don't have to like them. I was just okay. Get this, Tyler. 2005, fucking March 2005. I'm passed out drunk with my M16 in between my legs on a Jersey barrier at Camp Fallujah on like this. I come to, and who's standing over me but fucking a Marine with 2 gold oak leaves. I open up my eyes and I look at the oak leaves. I'm like, ah, shit, I'm fucking dead. And I did. Dude, I got yelled at by the battalion commander all the way to the most senior lance corporal. It was horrendous. It was awesome at the same time and horrendous. It was fucking, it's hilarious. People still talk about that shit to this day.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still talking about it.
Yeah.
Steven,
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was to say one thing that we do, again, I'm really kind of touching the peak happy points.
Yeah.
And as I'm sure as you guys know, is that so there's 2 nonprofits that I veterans organizations that I kind of try to help support a little bit. And
sweet. Which are they?
So the first one is Creative Vets. You guys know Creative Vets?
Yeah, it's down in Nashville, man.
Yeah, so you know Richard Casper.
Of course, I just saw him 6 months ago.
We were in security forces together.
Shut up!
Oh wow! And I did the Creative Vets golf tournament last year.
You did?
Yeah.
Dude, Creative Vets is going to be at MCon in Vegas, October 24th to the 27th. Yep. Guess who scored an invite? This guy. I can't wait, dude. I love Richard Casper. I love that guy.
Tell him I said hi.
I will.
Oh yeah, he's one of my best buddies, man.
That's my wife guy. Right there, by the way.
Hi,
honey, we're still on. Say hi. Say hi to another machine gunner.
Not me, this guy.
Tell us you got 2 minutes.
Yeah, this guy right here. Yeah, dude.
So, anyways, so me and Richard were in security forces together in DC, and we've stayed in touch throughout the years. He's one of my really, really good friends.
He's awesome.
And so I actually do the Creative Vets guitar lessons now. I'm in right now. I just did a virtual songwriting session with Creative Vets.
I wrote a song with them too.
Well, you went to Nashville and wrote a song. I did a virtual songwriting.
Oh no. Jesse Wayne Taylor was the guy that helped me out.
He's my guitar teacher. Jesse's your guitar teacher. Yeah.
Okay, you tell him that Andrew Farr says hi.
Bald head.
Yeah, bald head. We did it. It was during COVID, so we did it on virtual too. Holy shit, we have so much in common, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah. That's cool. Anyways, so hell, this might be it because I don't know. There's a song that somebody wrote because they have the Creative Vets on Spotify and all that stuff. So whenever they bring somebody in, they record the song, write a song that the veteran wants to tell, and then they release it basically. One of the songs that was written, I don't know what song it is, but the line that stuck with me was they prepared us to go to war, but they didn't prepare us for what to do when we got back, or something like that. And that has always stuck with me. And we've lost more guys to suicide than we did actually over there. And so like 5-6 years ago, we started getting together and talking to each other and group chats and stuff like that. And it is just something that I feel when it comes to therapy, granted, yeah, talking to a shrink helps. Don't get me a therapist, if that's your thing, fine. I think the best therapy is just getting together for a weekend and just fucking hanging out and talking shit. Yeah. That is the absolute best therapy, man. And it has done wonders for me. I'll tell you that shit.
Dude, I'm trying to find my song. Give me a little bit and I'll email
what's
it.
What's it called? Do you remember?
You
don't remember the name of your song.
Shit.
You email me yours. And I'll email you the one that Jesse recorded.
Jesse
on his
was trying
computer,
to teach me guitar. He gave me one lesson, and I never showed up again because life got in the way. And VFW shit, like dude, I was a state chaplain. I was this, and I just didn't have time to go to guitar lessons down in Nashville, and so I feel really bad. So Jesse, but I did see him at the Music City Grand Prix last year, because Creative Vets had a tent out there, and I gave him a hug. He met my wife. I love the dude. Jesse is awesome. I love that guy.
And they sponsored an Xfinity car at the race last year in Charlotte.
Yes, they did.
And the race did. So Richard got me and my wife in with them in the pits and stuff, and then it got rained out, and so they had the race on Monday or Sunday rather, but Richard and everybody had to go back. So me and my wife were the representatives from Creative Vets technically. So we were the ones that were treated like the VIPs, even though we were originally just kind of guests. It was very cool.
Dude. Yeah.
But the other organization that I support is Outdoor Wellness Group. Is my buddy Matt runs it. They come in for a week. They put their phones in a basket, and then they go out in the woods and they rock climb and hike and camp and build fires and just literally just hang out for a week. And they get taught some stuff in the mountains and stuff like that. And it's a really good organization. So, but yeah. Damn. Small world.
Dude, this is, it's the Marine Corps, man. It's fucking, I mean, but that and the same company and this and fucking, I went to Parris Island. You went to Parris Island. You went to SOI. I went to SOI. Fucking A. All right. Holy shit. Hey, Richard, how are we? How are we on time? We okay?
We're at an hour and a half right now.
Hour and a half. Okay. At this time, Tyler, I'm going to ask you a question. But first, before I ask you that question,
12 inches.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hey, does that count, Fleek?
No.
I mean,
no, he said 12 inches.
I don't know what the question is.
He's talking about
I don't know what the question is.
We don't have 12 questions. What is your favorite number?
1 through 10.
1 through 10.
Pick a number, 1 through 10.
7.
Please.
Oh my fucking God. Are you kidding me? Dude, that's like what? That's like 5 interviewees in a row.
I'm gonna mix these numbers up too.
We're gonna mix it up. Okay, here's the question. Jesus fucking, seriously. It's
literally like the last 10 people have picked 7.
Yeah. Okay. Tyler. No, you're not allowed to change it. No, you can't change it. Number 7. What advice would you give to someone facing a difficult situation or feeling unsure about their capabilities?
Whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right.
Yes.
That's pretty fun. That could go along with the Stoic philosophy too. That's pretty fucking good. Yeah.
If you don't think you can do it, you ain't fucking doing it.
That's pretty fucking good. Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, I'm good with that answer. Fuck yeah. Listen up, America. Listen to what he just said.
That quote actually goes back a long way. I know
It does.
originated from.
I don't know where it originated from, but I've heard it and it stuck with me.
It originated from Henry Ford.
And then it obviously came before that, probably with Seneca or Epictetus.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't like Fords. I gotta stop using that quote.
Oh shit.
I'm glad you asked me that question.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, dude, lucky number 7, right?
Literally. Yeah. Has anybody picked anything other than 7? I think maybe one time, like the first time.
One time, I think it was like a 9 or an 8 or something.
Yeah, and 7 every single time.
But 7 has been the last. Yeah.
I'm gonna mix them all up.
You should.
But if I make 7-3, the next person is gonna say 3.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave it.
So let's just you remember from Smokey and the Bandit. So like when he says 7, he actually means 2, or like when he says 2, he actually means 10.
It's kind of like Pig Latin or something.
That was a great movie. But hey, I don't know. I mean, Tyler, do you have any? I mean, that was your saved round. Do you have anything else, or like we are gonna do a part 2 with you? Okay, because you got a lot of shit to share.
Yeah, if you're up to it.
I will say, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to deny I've gotten to do a lot of cool shit in my life.
Hell yeah.
I know that we only have so much time. If you guys want to do a part 2, I can go in more depth with a lot of this stuff. I can. Shit, we could probably do a fucking mini series at this point. But
oh, dude, you give us a lot of fucking content. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. I want to say that thank you guys for bringing me on.
It was our pleasure.
Thank you.
I think it's very, very important to get veteran stories out there.
Definitely.
Not fucking, the guy that won the Medal of Honor and he's getting interviewed all over CNN. Just your regular, everyday, run-of-the-mill Joe Schmo. Because at the end of the day, I got to do some cool stuff, but I was just a regular fucking guy. I wasn't nobody important.
Hey, we've even had
so I think it's very important.
We've even had some cool Pogue stories. Okay?
Yeah. I don't believe that.
He's trying to make him feel good.
I was being nice to you motherfuckers.
Try to see how many cheeseburgers you can eat in the chow hall.
How much Green Mountain fucking coffee they can drink before they pass out.
Like if you haven't tried to get drunk off Listerine in a freaking bomb-ass barracks, I mean, I know I have.
It was in a Listerine bottle, but there was Jack Daniels in that Listerine bottle that got me NJP'd, by the way.
No, we've had some great stories on here, and we've had some real snoozers also. But what are you gonna do?
Hey,
everybody has a story.
Everybody's got a story, and you know what? They've got to tell it. And Fleek, you're the one recording it, and it's gonna be on Spotify and YouTube
forever
and
Apple
ever
Plus. and ever.
Hey, what's the count on cities and countries? Do we have one?
Yeah, I got it pulled. Actually, I have it pulled up right now. It's 40 countries.
Nice.
And 603 cities.
What?
Nice.
Yeah.
603?
603 cities our voices are in.
Nice.
Damn. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you.
It's growing.
Thank you to the people in Germany and the 39 other countries. Thank you for that one person in Iraq that's listening to us. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Miss you, bro.
Miss you, bro.
Miss you, bro.
That's hilarious.
But hey, Tyler, thank you so much for taking the time. And if you ever need anything, give me or Fleek a call, email, whatever. We'll do whatever we can for you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, stick around for a second while I hit the end record button. Peace out. Thanks for hanging out.
See you guys.